Hi everyone. Today we are going to read the story Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayers. This is one of my all-time favorite stories, and I'm so excited I get to share it with you. Look at this title page. Isn't it awesome? Casey at the Bat. You've got it written like a newspaper with the title Mudville Monitor. This is on Sunday, June 3rd, 1888. Sorry. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2 with but one inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. Now when it said Cooney died at first, that means he got out at first base. Probably right there. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. So they were all looking forward to Casey getting a turn. But Flynn preceded Casey, as also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a Lulu and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey's getting to the bat. They didn't seem to have much faith in Flynn and Jimmy Blake. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and the men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. So they did great. They got on base. They got good hits. See the cover off the ball? Then from 5,000 throats and more there arose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It knocked upon the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There he is right there. He's getting his turn. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile on Casey's face. And when, responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat, no stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. Doffed his hat is what he's doing in this picture, where he takes it off and kind of salutes the crowd with it. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then, while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance gleamed in Casey's eye. A sneer curled Casey's lip. There he is, rubbing the dirt into his hands. They do that so they can get a better grip on the bat. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. So even though he didn't swing at it, he still got a strike. From the benches, black with people, went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone in the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had Casey not raised his hand. Now, you don't think they were really going to kill the umpire, do you? They're probably just mad because they wanted to win. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the spheroid threw. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike 2." Now, for those of you that know baseball, how many strikes do you get before you're out? That's right, you get 3. He's already got 2, so he's better hit something. "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let the ball go by again. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. A lot of baseball players do that. They beat the bat on the plate. Oh, looking at this picture, what do you think is going to happen? Is it a swing and a miss? Or a swing and a hit? And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. So he swung at the ball. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. The end. Now, later this week, I will read the sequel to the story called Casey Back at Bat, and we'll see what happens the next time he goes to bat. Hope you enjoyed it.